EA Sports coverage of the National Football. Two weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is Gibson. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And their quarterback, well, everyone knows he's got height, standing at 6'6".
And frankly, this is the type of game that a great quarterback relishes because 0-2 on the road, everything's against him and his team. No one can expect them to win. Sometimes you band together real tight in that situation, and if he plays really well, they've got a chance to get that done.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 14 carries, 52 yards.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first, but they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that, but they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
A throw over the middle taken in, and he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now Gillisley, and he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. They'll drop to throw. Allen has it, left side. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already into field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And his kick is right there. It's good. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4".
And he's off to a tremendous start here through 2 weeks of the season. Already 9 touchdown passes. Everyone wants to come out and generate a little momentum. He's done that and more, no question about it.
On 1st down, Boston. Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 25. Well, you're already down on the scoreboard, and now, Charles, you go out there, very first play, throw the interception. At defense, they're going to have to bow up.
Yeah, and let's see how they handle this, because we always talk about reverting back to what you practice. Well, you practice these situations. It's called sudden change. You don't expect to be out there this fast, but you are. Do you go out there with poise, or do you go out there with panic? Panic could get you scored on again.
This is Gillisley. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They'll run with Gillisley. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. He was brought down at the 40-yard line. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. And sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there, and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line. Now, after that last running play, we've got an offensive lineman down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll try to run it in with Gillisley. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. He'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash, and this one just a chipping. And this one is right through. And that'll make it 6-0 here in the 1st. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, make it explosive later and put the points up on the board.
Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. And he'll need to find a way to shrug off the opening drive, if you can even call it a drive. 1 play and an interception, so he's got to forget that.
I know that in today's football, we have a good number of coaches who don't look at time of possession the way that the old school guys did. But there's still a place for it. I think that on this drive, after having thrown that interception, they're going to want to eat up a little bit more clock and run some offense and give their defense a little bit of a break.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
Looking left side, he's got it. Complete. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Boston. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Throwing on 1st down. Boston. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. And incomplete. incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Lewis. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Again, he'll drop to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Rose. Not much there, only a yard.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Back to throw again. And the Broncos get there and take him down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Enough to start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Looking to throw. Boston. And he hits his target, the tight end Lewis. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there, and they've rallied and made the tackle.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. They spot it on the midfield stripe. So it is a 60-yard attempt here. And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
So here are the Broncos to take over on offense. They'd lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. Well, they gave the 60-yarder a try, didn't make it, and now they're in a tough position defensively. This offense has it at midfield. Here's Gillisley. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
Now here's a throw that's complete. So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Back to throw here. Looking for Allen. He's got him on the slant. And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9.
1st and goal.
And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds ends up incomplete. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Now back to throw. And this is caught by Allen. Touchdown, Broncos. A great play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Broncos push further out in front.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
It worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now stands at 13. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Let's go.
Here's Memphis to once again go on offense. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
The numbers for him from a week ago, 22 carries, 58 yards.
And we all know he had a big workload last week, so I'm eager to see if they decide to back him off a little bit. Personally, I hand it to him 20-plus times again.
He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Boston. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
It's 4th down.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. And the football going back over to the Denver Broncos. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. He'll look to throw. Caught by Allen.
The pass.
That's it, baby.
Complete to number 2. A gain of 7. 1st down, Denver.
Bang, bang.
That's the end.
13-0 is the score after 1 on EA Sports. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Now this one complete on the slant route. And he's got this down to the 35.
Let's go. Let's go.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And to give this time to the tailback. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. They'll set up to throw. And he's going to be hit and driven into the turf. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though, and they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
The Broncos send out their punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. Now, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Looking to throw. Boston, he's going to float this one deep right side. And got his man complete. And all the way down to the 42. A big play there.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Boston. He'll get this one into the hands of Lewis. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Complete to number 87. A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
On 2nd down, it's Rose. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, Boston. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. This will be their first trip to the red zone. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. Looking to throw. Boston. And Lewis has it, the tight end. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there.
That's a nice job of working his way open down in the red zone. Looked that one in and then made a beeline for the pylon. He didn't quite get there, and you want to give him a little extra for the effort. But instead, he sets his guys up in excellent shape with a 1st and goal.
Looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Taking it in from a yard out.
And the Steamers have cut it back within a score.
And, boy, that was a heavy set. I think they had 3 tight ends out there. The fullback, you knew what they were going to do.
Yeah, they weren't trying to fool anybody at all, were they? There was none of this show-you-heavy set, bootleg it out. No. Big guys up front, hand it to the big guy in the backfield.
Point after try forthcoming. And that'll make it 13-7. So that lines up a 7-play drive all told. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of it. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down.
So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Now they'll run on the draw, shedding the tackle. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. The Broncos on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Back to throw. Can't get away, and he's taken down. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
The Broncos send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
On first down, Rose. He takes it down to the 42, a 5-yard run.
Second down at 5.
Back to throw. Boston. And complete to Lewis over the middle.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Boston. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
Matt LaFleur loudly voicing his objections to that previous call. He's going to throw out the red challenge flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
All day, baby.
So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Boston. Quick hitter here. It's complete. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. From the gun on 3rd down. Boston. He's got it. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is not going to get through here on try number 1. They stop him at the goal line. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. They'll try again. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Steamers are an extra point away now from moving out in front. So they brought the extra bulk in down on the 1-yard line, and they're able to push this one across.
Yeah, I can just see your face right now because I know we're mind-melding on this one. Coach Madden would love this. Power football, hat on a hat, chest to chest, driving forward, touchdown.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And this puts him on top by a penny. It's 14-13. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is Gibson. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. He's playing pretty well. I don't think it's necessarily him changing up something he's doing, but that O-line, they've got to protect him better.
They do. They've got to make sure that they give him more than enough time in order to find targets downfield. And sometimes what happens when these things are going on is that the field general will step up and say, hey, that's on me, guys. I didn't get rid of it fast enough. Anything to try and relax them a little bit and take some pressure off because they do know that they are trying.
Yeah, well, we've seen the 4 sacks so far in this contest. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now a throw here, hauled in. And he is finally out of bounds all the way down at the 30. A huge play there for Denver. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Oh, he gets free left side. Touchdown! A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos have retaken the lead. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Hey, you're so right because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, wherever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make this a 6-point game. Just a 4-play drive that time, and it ends with a Denver touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Here's Memphis to once again go on offense. And looking at this situation, Charles, you got more than a minute. You've got all 3 timeouts. Probably no need to play this safe.
So what you're saying is that we're doing a little bit of a mind meld here, aren't we? Because I'm thinking along the same lines as you. This amount of time, don't be compelled to play it too safe. This is a chance to get points on the board. Press it a little bit.
Especially since a touchdown here gets you the lead. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. On 3rd and 2, Boston. He finds his man, complete. That's Rose. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On 1st and 10, Boston. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Caught right side. It's Lewis. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Out of bounds at the 35-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
To throw on 2nd down, Boston. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
Brings up 3rd down.
On 3rd and 2, Boston. He's got Lewis. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 19. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. And that is caught, but he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge, incomplete.
It's now 2nd and 10.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. To throw on 3rd down, Boston. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. So we come upon halftime with the visiting Broncos taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. And welcome in everybody to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Time for a look around the NFL here in Week 3 of the new year. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat. And that one just before halftime with the Jaguars out on top. The Jags locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. From there, it's a short trip in the Sunshine State down to Miami, as the Dolphins are at home as well. And they've got the lead in their matchup with the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Dolphins looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting New England Patriots. The Armadillos seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats for the Broncos in that first half. And they've had plenty of success throwing the football so far this afternoon, as they're on pace to throw for over 300 yards if their form holds. Meanwhile, for our home team, they too were able to take advantage of a soft secondary, as both of these two teams really threw the ball at will in that first half.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. Taken in at the 3. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Let's go, baby.
And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter. And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks, I just say you continue to play your game. Throw the ball. They had success doing it in the first half, so make sure you keep getting the ball to your playmakers, a little bit more to the perimeter perhaps, but above all, play your game.
A good start to the drive. Here's that's caught out on the left side. And they're able to get this one across the 35. On first down, Boston. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 7 yards, the pickup there.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
Those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
3 yards to go.
From the gun on third down, Boston. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. Well, instead of fourth down after the incompletion, it'll be first down, roughing the passer.
Coaches love their defenses to be aggressive, but they want them to be smart as well. Have to leave the quarterback alone at a certain point.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
So the ball down to the 16 here for first and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Connects it to Roberts, right side. A gain of 6 there on first. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
4 yards remain on second down. Ball on the 10. Back to throw. Boston. Got his tight end. That's complete. It's Lewis.
That's another Memphis first down. First and goal at the 4-yard line.
Now a play fake here on first down. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. He tried to get away, but to no avail, and an absolute killer there. A 12-yard loss on first and goal. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on second and goal, back even further. Now a handoff here to his running back. He's down inside the 10 to the 8, and it comes on a gain of 8. They've been so good on third down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And his kick is good. And that cuts the lead down to just 3, 20-17. So a decent drive there to start the 3rd quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the 2nd half. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They stay on the ground. This is Gillisley again. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Lang. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's Memphis to once again go on offense. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Here's 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Boston. Complete. This is Lewis. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Back to throw. Boston. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down.
Time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
They'll look to throw again. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Again, he'll drop to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Lewis. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Back to throw again. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 32-yard line. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
They go play action here on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9.
This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front and getting to them. Other times you add extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts. It's been a variety, and they've had no way of blocking them.
Looking to throw on second down. Boston, wide open receiver, complete. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and that's going to make it 4th down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender, but a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
The field goal unit's going to stay put on the sideline. They're going to go on 4th down here. From the gun, Boston. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
I didn't like the play call. I loved it. Running situation for sure on 4th and short. They got the defense to commit too many men in the box to stop the run and have the guts to go for the pass instead. And as a result, they're set up 1st and goal.
2nd and goal from the 1.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Off play action. Boston. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. This could very well be 4-down territory, but right now we focus on 3rd and goal from the 1. They'll try to run this one in. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. The defense stiffens to force 4th down following that first down gain of 8.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
Can this defense hold them out? Here we go now. 4th and goal from the 2. They'll try and run for it. And he'll be caught behind the line of scrimmage at the 3. The run is turned away on 4th and goal from the 2. And the Bronco defense comes up big. And you wonder, Charles, could that decision come back to haunt them later?
And it really could, because in this situation, you kick the field goal in a tight game like this, that's a good play. Yeah. But maybe what he's saying to himself is, I'm just not a big proponent of the old idea that any possession that ends in a kick I'm happy with. He wanted to be really aggressive.
A little twist here in the 3rd quarter.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this 2nd down call after that type of a game.
58 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
He'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Jenkins.
And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. It's a big play there for the Broncos.
This is what made the West Coast offense a staple around the NFL in the 80s and 90s. You don't have to push the ball deep downfield to come up with big plays, and there's an example of that right there.
So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Memphis, Tennessee. The offense on 3rd down tonight, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. Under pressure, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. He is proving his worth defensively. Getting the sack here, that comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned what he did the previous week to be named AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Continuing to play at that level. And when you get that kind of confidence going, those kind of guys are hard to stop.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Here's Memphis to once again go on offense. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. They'll run on 1st down. It's Rose, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about his desire to take this running back out of his game, and all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Looking to throw. Boston. And that'll be incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Boston. And he hits his target, the tight end Lewis. And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27. No 1st down. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
So they bring out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. He finds his target, Allen. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll check on his status when we get back. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. And
give this time to the tailback. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 74 yards rushing for him now as he's done it on 19 carries.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Looking deep downfield. And this is caught inside the 5. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. It's a big play there for the Broncos. They lulled them to sleep there, so to speak. That was all set up by the running game, wasn't it?
Another example of what all offensive coordinators tell us. When the running game's operating, it really opens up the playbook. And that's when they hit them with the play action. And you can see the defenders rushing towards the line of scrimmage, then scrambling back, trying to...
Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
Here we go. Here we go.
So the decision to challenge does not pan out, and that's also going to cost him a timeout. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. And they'll run again. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play.